Well, there is just 1 week left before submissions close on a New South Wales inquiry into the aerial shooting of wild bush brumbies in the Kosciuszko National Park. The state government is already stepping up its culling exercise of wild horses, deeply dividing park lovers. And a warning, this story does contain images which some viewers may find distressing.
Peter Cochrane runs horse treks through the Kosciuszko National Park, taking tourists deep into the mountains to find wildlife, including the legendary brumby.
And experience the days of drovers, the days of explorers, and the days of those who settled the country and made Australia the place it is.
To some, brumbies are an iconic symbol of the Australian Alps, conjuring images of Banjo Patterson's Man from Snowy River. To others, they're a feral pest, the descendants of horses which escaped the nation's early settlers. This year, Peter isn't leading tourists through some areas of the park because of a state government operation which has removed more than 2,000 brumbies since February.
For the very first time, we're going to have our entire operation disrupted by the massacre of 140 brumbies and the carcasses left to rot. And our tourists are not going to be exposed to that.
With roads for the park just open for the warmer months, passionate brumby advocates are driving into the high country to capture and share these harrowing images.
How is that humane? How is that just to walk up to a horse, just grazing and shooting them?
While some horse lovers don't want brumbies killed at all, there are culling advocates who don't want them shot from helicopters, which is what the state government is considering. But others believe it's the most effective way of controlling brumby numbers. Richard Swain from the Invasive Species Council sees a different battleground underneath his feet.
We've come to basically the front line of where horses are impacting on the native species that evolved here.
Richard believes the ecology of the mountains is on the verge of collapse, knowing there are some species as vulnerable to wild horses as horses are to humans, including the endangered broad-toothed rat.
They burrow within the grassland, they don't burrow in the ground. So when the horses eat the vegetation off the landscape, then we're basically eating their homes, and so their habitat is reducing every minute of every day while ever we keep feral horses on country here.
The delicate plants in this bog evolved without being trampled by hard-hooved animals.
The sphagnum bog it's a sponge. It holds back the pristine clear water, releases it gently and keeps that beautiful clean mountain water that the mountains were once famous for.
The shooting of wild horses in Kosciuszko National Park is the responsibility of the New South Wales government, which is yet to formally support or oppose aerial culling. But the concept does have the support of Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek as long as it's done humanely. Brumby advocates dispute official population estimates of between 18 and 23,000. The state government's legislated population target is 3,000 by mid-2027.
If they keep going, if they keep shooting, if they keep trapping, then we will see the extinction of our icon, our snowy mountain brumby.
Richard Swain believes he is a custodian of this landscape. He feels a responsibility to protect it.
We need to push aside our own emotional feelings and do what's right for country.
Others feel that same responsibility for the brumbies. Joel Phillips, Sky News in Kosciuszko National Park.